Hey Spike Starman, or Dumas Alliance, it's me, Spikos 1000 here. Can I let you in this video? I am making a character for my friend Sorhan on Discord. For the record, I was invited to a Discord server, and I said I was put into it, but hey, when I say put in, I mean I was invited, for the record. But anyways, I was put into the Discord server where they were talking about Sorhan making a story, wanting to make a book, and they came up with some characters, and they eventually came up with the idea for the original 7 Deadly Sins. So I chose Wrath. I was going to do Envy, like at a later state, but hey, they said you can only do one, like again, at a later state. But I really like these drawings I came up with, but meh. Now let's get right into it. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, so like I already said in the intro, I was added to a Discord server, and well, turns out Sorhan is making a book, and they asked if we could help them with some things. Let me see, come on. Well, turns out they have already made quite a few of the characters, and they just needed some people to vote on some things. But, earlier, they decided that they needed to, make some, what was it? They make the original 7 Deadly Sins, like Lucifer and Satan. Joker called dibs on Lucifer. I asked if I could do Sin and Envy, but he said can you only choose one. I said, okay, Wrath, but can I give him 2 forms? And, Sorhan said that I could. So I came up with the idea for, Yang and Yin. If I remember correctly, means, light and stuff like that, but I'm picturing, this guy as more of a chaotic guy, but he's still, how do I put this, he's still a lot more like natured in this form. By what I mean is that he's not very angry, but he still holds a lot of anger, but he's able to control his anger pretty well, to the best that a demon can, because, you know, this guy is a demon. I'm picturing this guy as maybe, and for the record, he's one of this, don't really know that much lore, but I'm just going to go over design and ideas. For the main idea, I was basing this off of my, Crimson Red, I believe, which was an OC I made a few months back. If I remember correctly, that's where I got the idea for his jacket, anyways. The, remaining things, like the spikes on his back, also came from him. Yeah, it was Red Crimson. I decided to go for a similar idea, but when working on the tail, I was like, you know what, might as well make this more like a devil-looking tail. So I added that, but when I got to the second form, I realized, you know what, this guy would bulk out because of how much rage he's packing in. So, might as well add some type of offensive attack that someone can, if they get too close, would initiate an attack on. So I made his tail into a little blade. And, yeah, it's biological metal, but, hey. I also gave him a jacket, which are his abs are showing. I'm thinking his abs are a lot harder than, the rest of his body. His back has spikes on it. I'm thinking maybe he can pull one of them out that will, or pretty much break one off of his back that will just regrow. He could throw it like a spear and impale someone on a wall just for combat. Like I already said, he's more of a passive guy in this form, but he still can be pretty hostile when pissed off. Major things about him, don't really know other than that. But, like I stated, in this form, he is still an angry guy, but he's also very tolerable and pretty easy to deal with, but still can be a major pain in the butt to deal with. I think in this form he would stand up to be around 7 feet tall, maybe. Another fact about him, since this guy is Wrath, he was killed by a hero. I'm guessing the hero killed him in his Yang form, which is a very, very powerful form. And for the record, Yin means light, Yang means darkness. Yin, I'm seeing more of this guy, his Yin form, being more of a darker color, being leaned toward the gray, but of the white. But hey, let's get to the second form. Now, the Yang form was a lot more interesting. Like I already stated, he gets a massive power boost while in this form, but it's also got to do with the amount of anger he's holding back, or the amount of anger people around him. He can also go into this form at will, but from his more of a passive nature, he becomes very, very, very hostile. If you just even look in his direction, levels of hostile, he'll rip you apart. Still not as bad as a Demost, in my opinion, but still pretty bad. Not just the power boost, like I'm talking maybe a fireball in his base form, the Yin form, could level a mountain. I'm thinking, I don't know how much of a scale difference Sorhan will make this, but I'm thinking more of in this form, the power will be so much greater that he would be able to level the entire Appalachian Mountains. So yeah, pretty good chunk of the area. That just goes to show how much more powerful he gets. He has a real name, which is literally just known as Wrath. But he mostly goes by either Yin or Yang or just Yin Yang. But he still can be very tolerable while in this form by other demons. I'm talking about the other 7 deadly sins. Any other demon that looks at him funny will pretty much get his head ripped off out of his arsehole. I said arsehole, not the other word for the record. Now, overall design-wise, I was basing off of the smaller form, so I could get a good idea of what the body type is like. But I was also going for more of a muscular look. I was like, okay, the base form is a little more lean and a little bulky, but I want this guy to be pretty much a big muscle head. And for the record, in his base form, aka Yin, is a very smart and intelligent, but yet very kind of sadistic guy. But in this form, he is also he's a lot more sadistic, and he is also more of a musclehead, but he's still very smart. He just relies on brute force than his own smarts. So, yeah. Any other facts about him? I don't know, but the designs they came up with for some other characters, like the people that killed the original 7 Deadly Sins, were pretty cool. They used a website, I believe they used a website called Hero Forger. And for the record, in the first drawing, I gave him like 2 little teeth, like little fangs. But in this form, I gave him razor sharp teeth. I'm thinking maybe both forms have razor sharp teeth, but in this form they are all the same size. But maybe in the other form he looks more like he has more of a vampire looking face. There are a few things I added in this form as well, like the streaks on his face, underneath his eyes, near his mouth. I'm seeing those as more of a marking. I also gave him like little M's on his hands, which are supposed to be W's, staying for wrath. But hey, I really like that idea, to be honest. And thinking maybe he can focus his power more. And in that form, I gave him the ability just having a raging inferno in one hand, which, trust me, was a pretty interesting idea to come up with. But it overall became meh. It's still a pretty good drawing, but overall, this was a little simple. But hey, and for like this video was completely unprompted. They would just ask me if I wanted to draw something, and yeah, I really enjoyed drawing. So, and also just decided to make this video to help a guy out. I asked him if I could make a video over this, but he said, sure, it's your design. So, yeah, that's pretty much how this video came to be. But I did actually have a little fun drawing this guy. Took up a good chunk of time, but hey, which was only nearly around 20 minutes, but it was a simple drawing. Now, that's all I got for. Sorry, I just did a little research and I found out that I messed up. It turns out, and for that I rearranged the forms. The first form is now known as Yang, and the second form is now known as Yin. So, yeah, the little research I did showed that I mixed the two up, like I usually do. But anyways, that's all. So, yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, even though it was haphazardly put together. But I'm afraid that's all the time I got for today's video. Until next time, subscribe to Spike Stormy or to Muscle Alliance. Goodbye, and peace out, everyone.